BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe with week number 531. I was gonna say 531, had of luck. It is 531. It is the end of the month in compliments of James, our Sunday reviewer. It is, well, from his neck of the woods, man. It is Nordic horror, man. It's all week long. And it fits, right? It's Christmas, right? In fact, as I do this, as I talk to you, it is Christmas Eve. So therefore, Merry Christmas to each and every one who takes time out of their very, very hectic, very busy schedule to take a listen in on our reviews as they drop throughout the week. Appreciate it. Thank you. I do also want to extend an invitation when it drops, the Graveyard Ship podcast, which I'm part of with Glenn, our Monday reviewer. We spent, me and him and Will spent about an hour talking about the Stephen C. Miller film 2012, Silent Night, the pseudo remake to Silent Night, Deadly Night, the 84 film. And that was a fun time, man. That was a really, really fun time. So, Dark Discussions podcast, look for that to drop at some point. So Nordic horror, had to go with a film that I was somewhat familiar with, of course, Dead Snow 2. And I heard somewhere that Wirkola is working, he's promising a part 3 finally to this well, what will be a trilogy, I guess, to these two films. This movie, man, is bat you know what crazy. It is absolutely insane. It is a 2014 film. Tommy Wirkola, of course, recently gave us crap. He gave us something big. What the heck did he just give us? Oh, Violent Night. Yeah, saw that in the theater. When that came out a year ago or so. It was all right. It was a fun theater go, we'll say that. But it hasn't settled into my mandatory every Christmas watch list. It just, I don't know, it just isn't that for me. But these movies are automatic go-tos every year throughout the year. This is a blast. Basically, in a nutshell, Dead Snow 2 picks up right where we left off with the concluding moments of Dead Snow. You know, we catch up with Martin, is still in the car. We sort of do a quick re-look back at some of the finer moments in Dead Snow, the gory, gooey moments in Dead Snow. And we sort of quickly get caught up to the present moment. And of course, Herzog, our wonderful Nazi antagonist, has his arm caught through the window trying to grab a hold of Martin. Martin is able to drag him so far down the roadway until a semi comes clearing by and takes a little Herzog character off for a little ride, leaving his arm in Martin's car. Martin, of course, ends up driving off the side of the road. At some point will be found, taken to a hospital where, unbeknownst to him, the doctor's not knowing any better, reattach the arm they found in the car, thinking it's his arm, and it's Herzog's arm. And that begins our adventure into part 2, which I think it was $35 million it was made for. And it really does take a lot of the elements of the first film, amp it up a bit. The gore factor, the humor is, there are some, you know, it's funny, we're going to be doing a theme week entitled Wokeism Be Damned. And I really wish I would have thought quicker. I probably should have saved this, even though it works perfect for Nordic horror. This also works perfect for that theme because there are some really jarringly politically incorrect moments in this movie. But those moments are wrapped in so comfortably in comedic blankets of comedy, I guess. You're laughing. There's the scene with the wheelchair is insanely funny. I almost tear up crying at just watching that scene unfold. The character development is outstanding. The story, well written. 35 million, well spent. The practicals, the effects, the cinematography. I don't know. It is just a well-made film. It's an enjoyable film. It is a highly entertaining film. It is one that, it takes what the original did well and does it better. And it takes a certain moment, which was one of the more serious moments in Dead Snow, and it brings it over into this film and slightly, ever so subtly, pushing the idea to a perfect end resolution that, albeit perfect and right in terms of the story, it is, the thought of it, quite nauseating. It is a gag moment, for sure. One to rival anything Peter Jackson did in the old days. But it ends beautifully. And I'll just say this, the running song, which is a hint from the first film, Bonnie Tyler's, golly, I had it in my head. Well, yeah, I think you know what I mean. Bonnie Tyler's song. Oh crap, I can't. And it'll come to me before I end this review, I'm sure. Anyways, thinking too hard. So it does everything. It is a natural extension of the first film, in terms of Martin being our main protagonist and carrying his story arc forward. Ultimately, it does act like it almost acts like a traditional war film, by and large, in terms of the structure of how war films usually go. The great epic battle, though, of course, does involve Nazis and the Soviets, which is just epic. Some epic fight sequences, especially between the leader of the Soviet army that was killed there by Herzog's men, and Herzog himself. An epic fight between Martin and Herzog at the end, and a bit of a head scratcher in terms of a mid-credit scene, or maybe it's an end-credit scene, involving Herzog's doctor. I'll just say that, which does not really make the most sense in the world, but you got to give some latitude here. For as awesome as this movie is, I'm more than willing to give some latitude along the way, even if it doesn't make sense, because I wouldn't have this movie any other way than the way it is. It is perfect for what it is, and I don't even mean that in a negative way. I mean, it's an odd movie in the sense that you just don't get movies like this every day, especially ones that are done this well. And so, so how Violent Night just didn't do it for me very much. I am much looking forward to the prospect of Wirkola getting back to some roots and getting us a third part. How awesome. We live in an age of boutique labels, right? Companies. How awesome would it be to have a nice Christmas box set of the trilogy that would be Dead Snow 1, 2, 3. A Wirkola trilogy set. Anyways, so we'll wrap it up there. As always, thank you for the support. Thank you for just everything you guys do, and have a great week. It is Christmas week, and Merry Christmas. And theme week. Once that comes, we're into January, and a lot of good stuff coming down the pike. As always, go Bills.
This is not a dream. Not a dream.
We might be useful to you.